Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy, who got her second vaccination yesterday. Yay! COVID, you can kiss my arm. Oh, no, you can't. Hey, I want to tell you how that happened because it was my miracle yesterday. This whole COVID vaccination thing has been like cray, right? I told you I had this angel who got me an appointment. I got my first shot. I didn't get an email. I thought I would get it like 3 weeks or 2 weeks in advance saying, "Hey, we scheduled your next appointment." It didn't work that way. So, I got another appointment for a second one. It took a while, but I got an appointment scheduled for the 23rd, which was day before yesterday. Then I got an email saying, "Yeah, we're sorry about this, but we had to cancel your appointment on the 23rd because we don't have any vaccine." And I went there anyway on Tuesday, just in case they got some in and they just didn't tell anybody. And I got all the way to the front of the line and they said, "What did you get? Pfizer or Moderna?" I said Moderna. And they said, "Sorry, we're only doing Pfizer today. That's all we have." So I went home thinking, okay, I'd already made another appointment for, actually, I made two more appointments, one for Friday and one for Saturday because I wasn't taking any chances, right? And then I was working on some word art yesterday after our morning coffee, getting all my work done. It was about, I'm going to say about 10 to 12. And I suddenly get this email that says, "Hey, you need to reschedule your appointment." And I thought, well, I already did reschedule my appointment. But I thought, what the heck? Let me follow the link and see what happens. So I typed in all that information all over again. There was one cancellation at 12:15. By now, it is like 2 minutes to 12. I clicked, bam. I got dressed, got in my car, got down there, got in line, and I got number two. So here's what I want to tell you about number two. They warn you that it might kick your butt. The first one, I felt nothing, nothing. And honestly, when they gave me this one, when it was going in my arm, bam, that fast, felt nothing, nothing at all. Sat for my 15 minutes, got in my car, came home, started to ache a little bit. By the time it was like around, I don't know, 4 o'clock, I could barely move. My arm hurt, but my headache was unbelievable. I was exhausted. My head was killing me. My arm was hurting all night long. Pain in my arm. It still hurts. I'm not going to lie. But I have a tennis match this morning, so I better not have a whole lot of backhands. That's all I can say. I was laying in bed feeling sorry for myself and hurting and having my headache, which I still have, by the way. And then I remembered that I had tennis this morning. So I had no choice but to get better fast, right? Your mind is very powerful, very powerful. Anyway, in a couple of weeks, I will have a certain degree of immunity to something. It changes day by day. But for now, I am vaccinated. I'm so pleased. Good morning, Opa. Good morning, JB. Good to see you. Opa, I wish you a terrific day today. I wish everyone a terrific day, but especially Opa. She needs a terrific day today. Today is Digital Learning Day. It started like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, when people were complaining about too much time on the internet and too much time playing games. And there were all these learning games. And can I just say, thank God for digital learning, because how would we have gotten this far through the pandemic without it? I mean, my grandson is going back to in-person school next week, but he's spent a year in at-home digital online learning. So here's to the teachers who had to learn how to do it, and the people who created it, and the kids who had to deal with it. And still, are having to deal with it, I might add. Mm. Tennis. Today is Thursday. I know it's Thursday, but I have a tennis match. Hi, Ginny. Good morning. I'm just like a tennisaholic. I can't help it. Today is Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day. This is important. I'll tell you why. Because in my generation, we were taught that that was a guy job. Boys were engineers. My dad was an engineer. So it never occurred to me that I would maybe grow up. My brothers both ended up working for aerospace companies, one as an engineer, one as a trainer, but it never occurred to me to do that. I got a job one summer working for the same company my father worked for, but I was an assistant to somebody typing stuff and delivering things and, doing a secretarial job because I was a girl. My niece, however, my little Wendy, became an engineer and a very successful engineer, I might say. Here's to you, Wendella. But it wasn't an easy road for her. She has fought tooth and nail to become, I want to say she's a department head now. She can correct me. But all I can tell you is Wendy had to be twice as good as every man in her company in order to get to where she is now. And some of the stories that she's told me over the years, but she made it. She did it. Yeah. So to all the girls who got into jobs that looked like they weren't going to be possible for girls, here's to you for breaking the barrier. By the way, the reason I got to do so much television and had so many opportunities to be in Time magazine and be on Oprah and be in Success magazine was because I was a female entrepreneur in the 80s. That was a big deal because women didn't start companies in the 70s and 80s. Well, that's obviously not true because I did. I started a company, built it up to over $1 million. Bam! Everybody wanted a piece of this action. Girls, you can do anything. Yeah. Tell your granddaughters, tell your daughters, tell yourself. It's never too late. And your sexual orientation has nothing to do with your ability. Go for it, kids. What have we got here? Oh, Opa, I am totally keeping you in my prayers today. For those of you who are reading along, Opa was up all night crying, and she needs our support. Prayers and support for Opa. Let's get through this, darling. You can do it. We're here with you. Totally. And besides, it's chocolate-covered nut day. That could make you smile, huh? Chocolate-covered nuts? Give it a shot. What else? It's chili day. Have I never made chili? No, I think maybe I made it once. But my sweetie makes this awesome chili. And in case he was wondering about what we might want to have for dinner tonight, it might be time for chili. He makes really good chili. Ginny says her granddaughter is a successful entrepreneur. We're going back to women in biz. Same with my daughter, Ginny. Agapantha jewelry. This is my Grandy necklace. This is one of the only custom things that she does. But all of my jewelry, it's very delicate. Can you see this? Anyway, I'm not doing the pitch for Agapantha right now, but Agapantha jewelry and anybody who's related to me. And what do I say? What do I do? Word art by Sandye. You all are going to get a discount when you go shopping at Agapantha because I made my daughter promise. Yeah, it's awesome when our daughters and when the women we know get successful. I like it. I like it. It's also clam chowder day. I make great clam chowder, but not right now because clam chowder is very expensive. Not because of the clams, because of the calories, you sillies. I'm really working on it. But I gotta say, the scale is not reflecting how wonderfully I'm treating my body. But it will. I'm not frustrated or upset. I actually am enjoying being very responsible about eating carefully. and slowly. My friend Liz taught me that you can put your fork down between each bite and then you get full faster, and that actually works. And my friend Bobby, may she rest in peace, worked for Schick for a while, the weight loss version of Schick. She taught me to not eat hardly any salad dressing. I don't need it anymore because what she taught me is you put a little tiny bit in a side dish, dip your fork in the salad dressing, and then eat. And by the time you're done, you find out you used like maybe a teaspoon of salad dressing, and that's it. And it works. And then when you're full, if you, if you want to waste food, you take the salt shaker, take the top off, and pour salt over it so you won't eat anymore. It works. Oh, and yes, Opa, portion control is it. And I do the same thing. I eat on a salad plate. That way it seems like whatever I'm eating, there's more of it because it fills the whole plate. Okay, but it is pancake and toast day. And that is, by the way, bread. You know how they say man cannot live by bread alone? I disagree. I could live on bread alone. I love bread, love pancakes. I love bread. What can I say? I love bread. It's toast day. It's bread week, but it's toast day. And I read this article on all the different kinds of toast. The big thing now, of course, is avocado toast, which is yummy, but an expensive treat, but healthy, very healthy. I think I shared with you, I remember being in home ec in junior high school, and they taught us how to make cinnamon toast. Come on, seriously? I mean, we had to measure how much sugar and how much cinnamon together, toast the bread, butter the bread, and sprinkle the cinnamon sugar on top. And voila, we were expert chefs. Cinnamon toast, we got you handled. Me too. I'm open and I'm addicted to bread. I love bread, but I've been doing a really good job. Skinny bagels only. That's it. That's all I've been doing. In 1862 today, we got the first greenback $1. Yeah. Do you know why they called them greenbacks back then? Because the first paper money actually was printed in green on the back. So they called them greenbacks. And I don't give a damn about a greenback $1. I spend it fast as I can. All right. 1950. 1950. A lot of you weren't around in 1950, but this is cool. I don't know then if you would remember Sid Caesar and Imogene Coco. I do, because they had this show called The Show of Shows. We never missed it in our house. I mean, I don't remember it in 1950. I was a baby, but later on, we always watched The Show of Shows. And it's the anniversary of the first Show of Shows in 1950. But what was really interesting to me is who the comedy writers were on that show back in the day. You're going to love that. I loved it. I hope you'll love it. The newbie kids starting out on that show to write comedy were Mel Brooks, Neil Simon, and Woody Allen, and others. But come on, can you imagine that brain trust writing comedy? No wonder the show was so good. Hey, happy birthday to Bobby Riggs, tennis player, Bobby Riggs, the one who challenged Billie Jean King. The guy who said boys were so much better than girls and blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of an ass, right? Well, I can remember years ago going to lunch in Riverside, California in this, I don't remember the name of it. Maybe it was called the Train Car. It was a restaurant that was in train cars. And we were sitting in the train car. My brothers, my mother, and me, and I were sitting just about to have lunch. And my mother looks over at the table across the aisle, and sitting by himself is Bobby Riggs. Now, my mother was a tennis player, not like a professional, but I mean, for fun, like me. Or I guess I'm like she. Anyway, she recognized him right away. And I guess now you know where I got it. Fritzy said, Bobby, you're eating all alone. Why don't you come join us? Never expecting him to accept the invitation. And he looked over at us picked up his plate and came and sat with us and had lunch with us. So, Bobby Riggs, you probably don't remember having lunch with us, but I remember having lunch with you. Happy birthday, my pal. Okay, it's not really my pal, but you know what I mean. What else? Muhammad Ali won his first heavyweight fight today in 1964. But he wasn't Muhammad Ali. All right, come on, take a minute. Let's see who remembers what his name was before he became Muhammad Ali. So full of himself, but such a good fighter, huh? Come on, who remembers? I'm looking, I'm watching. Oh, that was quick, Ginny. Yeah. Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali. I love you guys. I just love you guys. Yep, too late, Opa. Ginny gotcha. There was another word art I'm going to share with you this morning. This was today's. It's way smarter to light candles than to curse the darkness and trip over shit. Okay, it says and bump into stuff, but I really wanted to write and trip over shit, but it seemed like the wrong thing to do and put out in public, okay? This isn't quite as public. That is not an original saying, as you know. It is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. That's the actual saying. So that's my word art version of it. But can we talk about that for just a minute before we go and get this day started? I am so tired of dealing with people who complain about the way it is and do nothing to have it be any other way. You may not always win. You may not always you can't always get what you want, but complaining about it without getting into action, that's just silly. Nothing gets done that way. I can tell you for sure, our friend Opa here, she is doing everything she can do to turn around what's troubling her right now. And we're behind you, kid, by the way. But you will never hear her just moan and groan and complain and do nothing about it. Sometimes, by the way, moaning and groaning and complaining, if done with purpose to the correct people, is being in action, right? But to complain to people who have no power to do anything about it is really kind of silly. So there's more word art coming on this one, I can tell you. Only complain to those who have the power to make a change. Let that sink in for a minute. Yeah. Happy Thursday, kids. Go get vaccinated. And don't let it bother you. I'm going to be fine today. I'm going to play tennis and I'm going to be fine. I love you. Oh, and Fritzy's great. I spoke to her yesterday. She called me. Yeah, she asked them to please call her daughter Sandye. She's amazing. So are you. Happy Thursday.